Mel wasn't giving Dana a lot of attention.
Oh my
and
God.
Dana got so mad. She because Mel was with Brittany, chatting it up with her. You know, they were being all cute, flirting, whatever. So then when Mel's by herself, Dana like walks up and basically tells her like, oh, like, why aren't you like talking to me? Why aren't you showing me any attention? You're over there with Brittany. You haven't even acknowledged me. And like Mel was kind of like nonchalant, chilling, trying to like push the subject away. And Dana was lucky. Dana was not having it. And even like it was a little obsessive too. And I'm like, girl, you've known her for like a week and a half. Like, relax.
But how the hell do you forget something like that?
Yeah. It's like
1. But 2, you said, and you said rightfully so, with a smirk on your face, a big ass smirk on your face, you said that you had a conversation with Megan before and you didn't care. You were going to do what you want. Yeah. So where's the same energy, baby girl? Because you had that energy of I don't care how she feels. Yeah. I don't care if she gets upset. I'm going to get a 4-leaf clover because she's my good luck charm. And then I forgot that I had a conversation with her and I forgot we were supposed to get matching tattoos. You've known this girl for 3 weeks. I've known my best friend for going on 10 years and I still don't even have a matching tattoo with that girl. Are you kidding me? Like, be so for real. That's crazy behavior. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Dubois Podcast. You're here with Dubois, and we're so glad to see you. Unfortunately, right now, we are currently missing Sean. He does have some community service that he's doing for Ramon. He's helping Ramon move.
I was like, who the hell? That's his evil brother?
Oh my God, Raymond.
His evil brother?
Don't let Raymond find out that you said that.
Low key.
We'll be fine.
See,
though.
My brain is still a little foggy from the last time I was here.
Yeah.
So I'm still like recovering from
They say
everything.
You lose a piece of yourself every time.
Yeah, so I think I lost a piece of my brain, and I think I lost like the memory piece.
Dang.
So my bad. I'm so sorry, sir. But Sean's actually helping him move. So hopefully he'll be back next week. He's doing a great community service for us, so that way we don't have to. Because clearly, I need a break from what's his name,
whatever that guy's name is.
Whatever his name is. But alrighty, let's get into it, y'all. Let's talk about our music recommendations this week. Sir Alex, would you like to start?
Yes. My song, okay. How do I preface this? I'm already starting. Yeah. How do I preface? Okay. So the topic of today's episode, we'll get into it, led me to discover this artist. And by extension, I gave him a quick listen. And this song, out of like the only like 3 that I listened to, they're all good. This one is one I like the most so far, and the song is Bitter by Fletcher and technically Keto, who I don't know who that is. But it's a good song. It's a vibe. The she's talking about, from what I've gathered in the last like 2 days that I've discovered the song, essentially they're talking about an ex-partner with a new bitch. Sorry, am I allowed to? Whatever.
I love you. Didn't even finish the. Yeah. Sorry, am I allowed to? You know what? It doesn't even matter anymore.
But oh boy,
new bitch.
I lost my own. No, you're good.
Him.
Damn. Anyway, essentially, the song, the title insinuates they are bitter because of like, oh, I know you're doing all this stuff with this new girl. And then like, oh, like I know you kissing her. Can she taste me because I'm bitter? And it's kind of a bar anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, you should listen to it. That's my time.
Okay, I know Sabrina Carpenter made this song.
Low key, actually.
Alrighty, Sir Calvin. What about you?
My song is "Stolen from Each Other" by Nova Charisma. If you guys remember, I recommended a couple Hail the Sun songs. The lead singer of that band is also the lead singer of this band. Pretty good vibes. Well, pretty sad vibes, actually. Pretty good song. But he's basically just singing about like this partner that he had. He lost them. And despite like losing them, he basically like will always have them in his memory. And so to some capacity, they've stolen from each other because they're always going to like, even though they lost each other, that's always going to be like there.
Yeah.
And he even kind of kicks off the song kind of saying like, I drove to your neighborhood. I tried to crash, but I couldn't because my brain and my body basically know these streets so well that like it saved itself, you know, because he's going through it. But it's a really good song. Check it out. If you like his, voice, check out all of his other bands. He's got some good stuff. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, on the complete opposite end of the spectrum of these gentlemen's songs, my recommendation this week is Midnight Sun by Miss Zara Larsson.
Yippee!
So a while back, I want to say there was this symphony meme going around where it was the dolphins and it was like the Lisa Frank kind of background where it was like bright colors and it was her song and it was like singing all of it. And like she took that and she ran with it and she wrote this song, and you can see the meme being represented in the music video. Like you'll see the bright colors, you'll see the dolphins, you'll hear the music, but like something about her song just brings back like that early like 2010 like pop star song where like it's really girly, it's fun, it's summer, it's like a good time, and you just want to twirl around like listening to it. Like I think in the video she's in the water like spinning around, and I'm like, that's what you want to do when you listen to this song. This song is so upbeat, it's so much fun, it's the perfect song for the summer, and you definitely should check it out. And of course there's one place where you can check out this week's recommendations, last week's recommendations, all previous and all future weeks' recommendations in one spot. And do you guys know what that is?
No.
That is the Dubois Music Recommendations playlist on Spotify. So make sure you guys go check that out. It has amazing music, all different types of music, all kinds. You'll find a bunch of stuff that you'll love, and hopefully you'll add it to your playlist. So with that, let's see. Do we have anything to talk about our weeks this week, or should we just get into it?
Do I?
Do I ever? No.
I was gonna say I live a boring life, so
same.
no.
You know, with what we got going on, let's just save the time for
True,
the
actually,
session,
yeah,
because
we got
there's a
stuff
lot
to
to talk
talk
about
about.
with today's topic.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I got nothing.
That's all right.
Pull out the notes.
So those of you who may or may not know, the Ultimatum Queer Love has recently come out with a second season on Netflix, and that is what we're going to be discussing today. So we all have collectively watched this past season, and trust me when I say we have a lot to discuss.
Oh, yeah.
There was ups, there was downs, there was zigzags, there was so much going on that sometimes I couldn't even keep my head on straight. So let's get to it. So initially, we're going to give you guys a little background of who these couples are, how long they've been together, and then we're just going to go from there. So let's see what happens. So
maybe we should start with letting them know what Ultimatum is, in case you guys don't know what it is.
Oh, yeah. See? I'm jumping ahead. I'm just so excited, you guys. So the Ultimatum basically is a show that couples go on, and there is both the Ultimatum and the Ultimatum Queer Love, and it's basically where these couples go on and one person in the relationship issues the ultimatum. They tell the other person, hey, I want to get married. It's either we get married or we break up. And they go on this show, and the premise is that you break up with your partner, you intermingle. I believe it's 6 couples in total. So you intermingle with 11 other people. And for a week of intermingling after that, you pick a new partner. After that, I want to say you stay together for 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. You live a trial marriage with your partner. You live life how you would if you were married to see how that goes. And then after that 3 weeks is up, you switch back to your original partner that you came here with for another 3 weeks. Once that time is up, seeing as they're giving you a good amount of time here, you now get to decide whether you want to be with your partner, whether you want to leave with someone else, or whether you want to leave single. So there's a lot of decisions that have to be made within that 6 to 7 week time span, and a lot this season has happened. So let's start off with our couples. So first we have AJ and Brittany. They have been together for 5 years, and Brittany was the one who issued AJ the ultimatum. From what I understand between the two of them is that Brittany is an entrepreneur, and AJ is worried that Brittany's job is going to kind of take over their relationship, and that's why she's hesitant. The next couple is Dana and Megan. So they've been together for 1.5 years, and Megan is the one who issued the ultimatum for Dana.
Wait, how long again?
1.5 years.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
like so soon, bro.
And it's not every season that like there's always a couple that's been there for like
3 months.
Barely, yeah.
They're the ones
like,
that have been
like,
together
bro,
the shortest.
Yeah, you don't know that.
And
Like,
also, they're like, no, I'm thinking of some, but they're also even then like I was telling Sean, you might have been there as well. but like they're like most of them are like our age.
Yeah,
That
they're
feels
young.
It's younger, honestly. There's like
Yeah,
some of
they're
them
like
are
25.
24, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, so it's like, damn, that's insane. Y'all give us some time.
So with Dana and Megan, Megan's family isn't really the most accepting of her sexuality, and Dana feels as if issuing the ultimatum would kind of not force Megan out of the closet per se, but like force Megan to more so live true as who she is, and she thinks that that will be like a security for them. Next, we have Kyle and Bridget. They have been together for 2.5 years. It was Kyle who issued the ultimatum to Bridget. Kyle is the one who wants to get married, and Bridget was a little hesitant just because she's on the younger side. I believe she was 5 years younger than Kyle, so there is a little bit of an age difference
I
there.
didn't even know that. I know
I'm
Kyle was
pretty
like
sure-
30, but I didn't even realize
I think
that
Bridget was 25.
damn.
I thought she
Yeah.
was 29.
I thought she was 25.
I can't check. My phone's recording.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think there is a slight age difference between the two of them. If
That makes
not,
sense.
I know that she was like a little just reserved because she wasn't sure that Kyle was sure that Bridget was who she wanted. Like she wanted to know this is for sure my person forever, which I kind of understand. Next we have Marie and Mel. They have been together for 4 years. They own a food truck together, which kind of, I guess, rules over their relationship, causing some issues. Marie was the one who issued the ultimatum to Mel, wanting to be married. Mel is kind of hesitant in regards to wanting to have kids and wanting to get married and things like that. So there is some disconnect between, I guess, what the two of them want. And yeah, I don't know if I said it, but Marie was the one who issued the ultimatum
Yes.
for them.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we have Marita and Ashley. So these two ladies have been together for 3 years now, and Ashley was the one who issued Marita the ultimatum, but Marita was kind of the one who wasn't sure about getting married. She wanted to, it seems like, explore life more and have more experiences with people, and Ashley was more so ready to settle down, get married, have kids, make that next step in her life. And then lastly but not least, we have the longest couple that was together on this show, and that is Haley and Pilar. So Haley and
My
Pilar have
My goats.
I know. They have a very, very unique story when it comes to the show. They actually got together when they were 19 years old. They've been together for 10 years now.
Damn.
They were each other's first experience. They were together. Unfortunately, they were together for 8 years before Pilar was able to come out to her family about their relationship. And then when she did, her family kind of disowned her. So it was a very sad situation and all. But in that case, Haley was the one who issued the ultimatum to Pilar because Haley wanted to take that next step in their relationship. Understandably so.
Mhm.
So yeah, those are our couples. Those are our timelines of how long they've been together. And now let's get into the meat and potatoes of it all, because trust me, there's a lot.
Oh yeah.
There's so much that's happened this season that I don't even know where to begin. Is there a place where you gentlemen want to
guess
begin at?
Maybe we should take it like as how the show went on. Like
Yeah.
the,
Yeah, we
mean,
can
that's
start.
maybe like dating phase.
That's kind of
'cause-
how my
Yeah.
notes are.
yeah. So we'll do dating phase, trial marriage number 1, trial marriage number 2, decisions, reunion. Hopefully we can get through all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you want us to go ahead? Do you have something to say?
Sure.
Go ahead. It sounded like you were going to say something,
I mean,
so
I was
go
more
right
so
ahead.
to see what was going on. Oh boy. I guess just a lot of, because obviously the intro, the like beginning ones are kind of like my impressions of
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
each couple. And just like, a lot of it is, and I'll just narrow it down so I'm not yapping for like 35 minutes.
It's okay, we'll
But like
cut
each
you
of
off.
their each of their like reasons for being, and to be that's kind of how it is on these shows, but like each of their reasons for being here is like very clearly either just like a lack of being able to communicate, or just like, hey, maybe they're not the person. So
I
like
think also a little bit of
Yeah.
like, I don't know. It's either like, I don't know if I need to explore more, or I don't know if you need to explore more.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of that back and forth. too.
yeah. So I was like, so I found myself being like I think for. Oh yeah, like for specifically like AJ and Brittany, where like AJ was like, I feel like I want to be in a place to better be able to provide, because Brittany was so invested in her
Mhm.
business.
Yeah.
I want to be in a place to better provide, so it can feel like we're even in this relationship, and that like it won't be her like like you said, like the business taking over like Britney's mind and soul and everything. But like stuff like that, it's like, and there was one specific scene I remember. It was, I think, like the second episode where they were at like the first like gathering thing, like while they were like the dating phase, I believe.
Yeah.
Where like Britney like looked at AJ and like was like talking about like how rough it was like seeing AJ kind of do their thing. AJ do what AJ does.
AJ,
you know what
AJ
I mean?
is a Riz God
AJ's
this
funny.
season.
Bro,
AJ knows how to talk to anyone.
AJ laid it
that was
on
wild.
thick with every single lady there.
I was like, AJ's like, you're spitting lines.
I know. Like honestly, I feel like AJ could probably hit on anyone, and like
it didn't work.
Yeah, it worked. Like
Yeah.
she's just natural at it.
Facts. But like even then, I was like, the way that Britney looked at AJ, I was like, damn, dog. That's like that's a lot. I was like, even if you feel like you don't contribute, like, and this is once again from her AJ's perspective, contribute enough like monetarily or physically or whatever, like that look, I was like, you definitely contribute way more than enough emotionally, and I feel like that's just as important.
That's what it is. And that's all Britney wants, is just for her to like understand that like you may not provide and like be where I am at financially, but like that's not what our relationship is based on.
Literally,
so you provide everything else that I need.
Yeah,
so
and I was like,
damn,
that's love, bro.
Yeah.
Jeez. Sorry, but anyway, the stuff like that's kind of like just the once again, like not
some
each of them.
yeah.
Not each of them.
Yeah.
For most, so like AJ, Brittany, Haley, and Pilar. The one, I'm gonna keep it frank. The one couple, not even couple.
People's.
The one couple that I didn't necessarily, I wasn't invested in. I will say one. Yeah, I'll say was Marita and Ashley, because one, Ashley got like no screen time
That
at all.
So
for every single part.
Literally.
Like, every time like Ashley would come back, we're like, where's Ashley been?
Yeah.
Like,
half of my notes, not half, but like a lot of them are like, damn, bro, it's been a while since I've seen Ashley.
Yeah.
And what made me upset was that like Marita constantly was saying that Ashley doesn't do these things for her, and that like Brittany did, and we saw Brittany do those things for her. We saw her like do the roses, we saw her do the food, like we saw those things. But then she says that Ashley doesn't do anything, and it's like Ashley's saying you guys went out on dates. So it's like, if you guys went out on dates, right? We didn't see anything.
When it comes to their relationship, it's so hard to see like who's telling the truth.
Yeah.
Because like even with Ashley and Bridget, you barely saw their interactions. I think it was just like the one the date they had where they were doing the clay. Yeah, the pottery.
She looked so cute with her hair up. Can I just say, I loved Ashley when she had her hair up.
But yeah, like we didn't see them enough to really be like, oh, Ashley probably doesn't. Like it was just like taking one person's word over another, because it was one saying she didn't, other one saying, hey, I did, and there was no proof on either end.
Right. I feel like, and sorry, not to cut you off, but what I find also really interesting was that like when Marita and Brittany were together, we got so much more screen time of Marita versus when she was with Ashley. So I wonder if they're not, like, they're specifically not showing screen time of Ashley herself. So it's like, why? Like, I would love to see more of her and how they interacted in their relationships, because constantly in every single episode we'd hear Marita say, she doesn't love me the way I want to be loved. She doesn't do these things for me. And it's like, okay, but like we didn't see anything. So it's like we can't go off of saying like, yes, you're right, or no, you're wrong, because we didn't see anything. We don't know how they interacted. And the whole time I was telling Calvin, I was like, I can't wait till we see when they're back with their original partners, because I want to see how they live together, how they function together, how their relationship dynamic is. And they didn't give us any of that. And it's like, that would have been so crucial to like what is happening and the narrative that Marita is giving us.
Yeah.
I
agree.
There is always one couple on these shows that's like they couple up, and not because it's like out of love, it's just pure lust. And we had one this season.
Oh yeah.
And that was Mel and Dana.
God.
I, from the beginning, like not even before the dating even happened, the night that they all showed up with their original couples, Dana and Mel were already giving each other looks. And I was like, all right,
like
I already know who's going to be together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course, when they do their dating, they're super flirty. And like, I'm going to be honest, like Dana showed a lot of red flags, but even before her and Mel got together for their 3 weeks. And it's just like, I feel like no one else recognizes those until maybe the reunion. Because like during the dating, it got to a part where it was a cocktail party. Mel wasn't giving Dana a lot of attention.
Oh my
and
God.
Dana got
yeah.
so mad. She because Mel was with Brittany, chatting it up with her.
Yeah.
They were being all cute, flirting, whatever. So then when Mel's by herself, Dana like walks up and basically tells her like, oh, like why aren't you like talking to me? Why aren't you showing me any attention? You're over there with Brittany. You haven't even acknowledged me. And like Mel was kind of like nonchalant, chilling, trying to like push the subject away. And Dana was low-key. Dana was not having it, and even like. It was a little obsessive too, and I'm like, girl, you've known her for like a week and a half. Like, relax.
She's
like,
very aggressive.
She is. She
like,
really is.
Really, really aggressive.
And she
in her
likes
personality.
to like put like words essentially into people's mouths, especially Mel, where she's like, "You like me," and like all this stuff, and like, why aren't you acknowledging? Like, I'm like,
do that like
whoa,
all season.
yes,
yeah.
I'm like. I just
it would send me into literal oblivion every single freaking time. She'd be like, "No, you don't really not want kids. You do. You're just scared. You don't really not want this. You're just scared. You've
tell me
you've known her for 3 weeks. Exactly. You have not known her long enough to be able to say this is what you want. No,
especially something like kids.
Yeah,
after like you said, like at that point, like 3 weeks of knowing them. Hell no. Dog.
Oh, and then am I okay to skip ahead real quick because this also goes to fall. What also took me out, annihilated me on the inside. I literally, when I tell you, if I wasn't living in an apartment, I would just scream my freaking head off. I lost it when Mel told Dana that she can't have kids and then turns around and says she didn't tell Marie.
Yeah, Dana's like, this Marino.
Literally.
She did, technically.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Which, like, she's not dumb. She's going to figure it out. She's
like
not stupid.
Like, you guys have been together for 4 years, but you guys have been friends for longer.
But it's
so
like,
it's like, come on,
somebody you know is being diagnosed with something. The first thing that you would do is look up anything and everything that involves being that diagnosis. Like, you educate yourself, especially if that's a partner of 4 years. True. Oh my God, I wanted to scream. I literally lost it because I'm like, how are you so comfortable telling this girl that you don't even know? You barely I think this was week 1 too. Like, I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this was in the beginning of their trial marriage.
Yeah.
You literally go and tell this girl that, and you haven't told your partner of 4 years. 4 years that you have a business with together.
4, count it. 4.
And that's another thing too. They literally hit their anniversary the day after they got on the damn.
That was insane. I was like, y'all are wild.
So maybe don't be on the show.
I would have lost it. What do you mean?
Well,
it was their first, and it was their first anniversary they celebrated that they weren't working at the food truck. Like.
Yikes.
Oh yeah, that was another thing.
I would have smashed my head into
anniversary
a wall.
lined up with the anniversary of the food truck.
Yeah.
That is just not a good idea.
And they even said like their anniversary has been overshadowed by their food truck.
You
Probably because they're always
the food truck.
working.
Hey, you want to be my girlfriend?
Probably.
Honestly, starting
like
this?
Maybe.
Like in the celebratory phase of like we started this business together. Maybe like a kiss or something. Or I don't know.
That's what I wonder. If it was like they're happy, they're celebrating, and then they got a little too drunk. They got together, and then the rest is
making
history.
shit up now.
Yeah, low key.
Let us know, ladies. Please tell us.
I don't think they want to talk.
I don't think they. At this point, at the space they're in.
I get it. When you heal,
but,
when you're ready to heal, and then come back to us,
bro.
Who you got?
Marie. Hold on. First of all, Marie is like probably like top 3. Like people on the show for me.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, I love Marie.
Okay.
But this experience for Marie was absolutely terrible, dog.
Yeah, this is the worst.
In every way.
Oh my gosh, because like the Marie from like the first like 2-3 episodes was a vastly different Marie from the bro. She went to the dark. This is her villain origin story. Whenever. And you could like see the shift too, but like whenever the reunion happened, I was like, "Oh, this Marie."
When she walked in, I immediately saw her.
But no, they had pictures of all of them, and in every single picture, all of them were smiling except for her. She had her hand on her hip, and she was pissed. And I was like, "Queen Pop."
She's like, "Oh, it's a reunion, but this ain't for fun."
Yeah.
No. And honestly, though, I feel like, and this could just be me, and like. Again, I could just be making up things in my own head. But I feel like because they've known each other for 10 years and they had such a deeper relationship before they had a friendship, I feel like for them in their situation, it needed to be something really drastic in order for them to separate. Yeah. I feel like if this situation didn't happen for them, it's a likelihood that they'd still be together and they'd still be trying to figure out those very important things that they need to figure out when they come instead of before they happen.
Yeah.
And I think that like this is what they needed. And although it hurt her, and it probably continuously has to hurt her to see this on live TV, especially being lied to, like her reaction at the reunion, like it broke my heart because I'm like, I felt for her. I felt so bad for her. And it's like, I get it. Like I get where you're coming from. I totally understand. But I feel like this is kind of what she needed in order to like let go.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, and then she clarified, but like it's good that she like was able to find like the clarity, because she said that like she broke up with Mel before the show even came out. So it's good that she was able to do that like on her own terms. Unfortunate that after that, then like some months later, then seeing the show come out and then seeing her being lied to.
Oh my God.
It must suck for
I would have.
I get why she came
there's
through
a huge lack of accountability on Mel's side on
Mel,
owning up to anything that happened.
Anything
Yeah.
at all.
I know we basically just already lost the trajectory we were saying.
Look,
That's all right.
I'm gonna give you a quick crash course. So the people in question right now are Marie and Mel, who came in together, and then there's Dana and Megan that came in together.
Yeah.
Dana matched with Mel, Marie matched with AJ,
Yeah.
and Megan matched with Haley. So they're a couple, basically, besides Mel and Dana, the other people are with other people.
Yeah.
Mel and Dana, like I said, were very heavily like their relationship was based on just pure lust.
From
like,
the beginning,
they can say whatever they want. Yeah, they can say
Mhm.
whatever they want. It was seen on TV. They were very much just like really into each other, like in like a sensual way. It wasn't like, oh my God, this is love. So obviously when you have that and you're living with that person for 3 weeks, they were doing some stuff. You know, there was a clip where they went to the room. There were some moaning noises being played. They didn't show anything. Yeah. So then
there's a clip of Dana like running into the bedroom topless and like Mel running after her.
That's another one, I think. Yeah, that's a separate occasion.
I was mind blown. Yeah. I was like, because like it happened, I was like, oh, like a bra or something. Like she was like, oh, you're like naked. I was like,
huh?
What?
So yeah, that happens, and then basically like it's brought up. Marie finds out because some other things. So Marie straight up goes to like I think outside of where they're all living, calls Mel to her car. They get in the car, and she basically says like, "Have you slept with her? Have you done anything with her?" And Mel just keeps a straight face. Well, not even a straight face, but she just straight nods her head. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm in my head, and I think even out loud, I was like, are you gonna like verbally respond to her? Because like a head nod no isn't really enough with like this situation. So then she like kind of asked her again, and then she was like, no.
She's like, you're saying no to me right now.
Yeah.
And Marie even said in that car, don't make a fool out of me. Like
she begged her.
She basically told her like, tell me now, because I don't want to look stupid later.
And
she continued to say no. And I'm like, bro, you're so messed up. And like they keep claiming that they never had sex. Whatever. Either way, they did something. And she in that car, she did not own up to anything. She made it seem like they were just platonically living with each other. That's it.
And I remember, and I don't even remember this being said. It might have been like an off-camera thing, but like even in like the reunion or like in later episodes where they're like, oh, they like blatantly told us, so Marie and Megan, that like, oh no, we spent every night thinking about you guys and crying each other. That's not the case.
Such a liar.
Dana did not remember Megan until like the last 3 days. All because her family basically reminded her, oh yeah, you have a partner
like
to came
Megan,
with.
And she's actually really like good for you. Yeah.
That was it.
Another thing that freaking. Do you want to?
So I was still finishing like the crash course thing. Yeah. So Marie and Mel had that conversation. She lied about it. Things went on, and then basically like at the reunion, they once again like brought the conversation up and was like, do you regret not telling the truth essentially? Because like they admitted to doing stuff, they just didn't say what. Yeah. And even Mel was just like, do I think like I should have answered like and told her like we did some things, yeah, but like there wasn't any like I didn't feel any like kind of apology, because then she followed up with like do I think it was a wrong? No, or something like that. I forgot. Either way, it's just like yeah, I should have said more, but like I don't give a fuck essentially.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what the
She
hell?
fucking made a comment that she was glad she was single when everything
Yeah.
was coming out, and I was like, bitch, the way I want to smack you, like
Low-key.
I want to hit you.
Yeah.
And
That
then
was
Dana
insane.
also basically lied in Marie's face at one of the reunions during the trial marriage where Mel and Dana were still together because Marie like goes and talks to her like, oh, like how's everything going? She's like, oh, it's great. Like we're getting along. You know, it'd be nice if we could like still be friends after this. And then I think she even asked, I think Marie asked her like, oh, have you guys done anything? And she was just like kind of saying like no. Or alluding to like nothing happened.
Yeah, it being very like, oh,
to
like,
her face.
Like Mel like thinks about you all the time. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Sure, pal.
Like, why are you don't have to lie.
Yeah,
like, let's be
literally.
real.
That's the thing is that like if you're gonna lie, make it don't put too much mustard on there. Like you're doing
Yeah,
a lot.
but she's gotten caught in several lies. Like
sure.
another thing that took me out this season. Like I've been shot and killed and revived 17 times. Was the freaking tattoo situation.
Oh my god, that's insane.
So
Yeah, a lot of this is gonna be about like Mel and Dana.
Yeah,
honestly.
that's where a lot
of the drama is
Yeah.
around them.
Yeah.
They're toxic. But so what had happened was, I guess before the show, there was a conversation between Dana and Megan that once the show was over, no matter what happened between the two of them, they were going to leave and they were going to get matching tattoos. Okay? This was a conversation that was had prior to the show. So while we see the trial marriages during the first set, we see Mel and Dana towards the end of the 3 weeks go to a we see them go to a tattoo shop and we see them get matching 4-leaf clover tattoos. In the clip, Dana says verbatim
Is
after
it like her interview? That she says
it's
it?
like her interview while Mel's getting tattooed. Dana's getting interviewed, and you can see like the background of the tattoo shop. In her clip, you can see her saying that she and Megan had this conversation beforehand, and that she doesn't care anymore, and she's gonna do what she wants, and that's why she got a matching tattoo with Mel. Mind you, this was said. Flash forward to now, the original couples are all back together. This is the second phase of the trial marriage. Dana and Megan are having a conversation, and Megan proceeds to ask about the tattoo. Dana did not provide this information to Megan free-willingly. It was asked, and then the information was given. And Dana then tells her that it is a matching tattoo, and Megan, rightfully so, gets upset. So Dana turns around and says, oh, I forgot we had a conversation about it. I forgot, and runs with that narrative. And then later on, she goes and sees Mel and runs with the same narrative of apparently we had a conversation about getting matching tattoos beforehand and I forgot.
That's crazy.
Excuse me.
Yeah, okay.
But how the hell do you forget something like that?
Yeah. It's like...
One. But two, you said, and you said rightfully so, with a smirk on your face, a big ass smirk on your face, you said that you had a conversation with Megan before and you didn't care. You were going to do what you want.
Yeah.
So where's the same energy, baby girl? Because you had that energy of, I don't care
no
how she
accountability.
feels.
Yeah.
I don't care if she gets upset. I'm going to get a 4-leaf clover because she's my good luck charm. And then I forgot that I had a conversation with her and I forgot we were supposed to get matching tattoos. You've known this girl for 3 weeks. I've known my best friend for going on 10 years and I still don't even have a matching tattoo with that girl. Are you kidding me? Like, be so for real. That's crazy behavior.
That is wild.
Would you guys like to say anything? Sorry.
I mean, based on that, I think that honestly covers a lot of
Yeah,
it. It's just a lot of just like Dana and Mel doing things they shouldn't.
Yep.
Their partners finding out, being upset about it, them taking barely any accountability.
Nope.
It's the excuses for me.
And then going inside to freak it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Going to a penthouse. No, I freaked it. Whatever.
And like Mel, honestly, like is just not a good partner. She doesn't like I've said multiple times, doesn't take accountability. Doesn't really seem like she gives a fuck about like her
very
emotions.
nonchalant.
Yeah, she's like, oh,
the
whatever.
only realist thing that she said to Marie was basically like, "Hey, I know you want these things." And basically kind of saying like, I don't think like I can provide that. That is the realest thing she has told Marie the entire experience.
Yep.
Everything else was pretty much a lie.
Yep.
And then Dana, like I don't rock with her at all because she did all those things. And there was obviously the rumors of her sleeping with Mel. So Megan, Dana's original partner, during her time with Haley, they were really like into each other, like having a good time.
I was
Man,
They
I
ended
was
up like
Yeah.
you know, they actually went all the way, and that was brought up. So when Dana found out that Megan and Haley had relations, she basically was like, oh, well, you were trying to get on me for like the rumors of me and Mel, but you did it, and because you guys fell in love, it's worse. And basically just kept pushing the narrative that like Megan was more in the wrong than she was, and that Megan's like the asshole in the situation because she actually slept with her, whereas hers was a rumor, and like she had feelings for Haley, so that makes her worse. And it's like
That's not
you
the
can't
case.
you can't really play that narrative. At the end of the day, you both messed up in that regard. But you can't be like, yours is worse because you had feelings.
Yeah.
Like, no, if anything, that means that she went through the experience like correctly in a sense, whereas you didn't have anything with a person that you barely knew and was just like into pretty much.
Yeah, yours not only was yours purely an act of lust, you then continued to like lie about it after.
Exactly.
So it's like not the same.
You can't argue that like Megan's in the wrong out of the two of you.
Exactly.
You're both wrong, but
Same
there's
crime.
no It was just like seeing it happen like the split second she found out. It was just switching the narrative and putting it on Megan all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It's like that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like let's be real.
Yeah.
And they still ended up together. It just blows my mind.
Bro, Haley and Megan were so, bro. That was
They
my
were
OTP,
so good
bro.
together.
That was my
Honestly,
But
though,
like, it's hard for me to say that now because I'm like, I don't even know if like Megan was like really. I'd like to believe that was
And
really
that's the-
Megan,
and
but it's
that's-
just hard.
I
That's
feel
the
like,
thing.
I think Megan with Dana and Megan, like, not with Dana are two different people. And I think it's because, like, Dana has a very aggressive, dominant personality. And I think, like, Megan just goes along with whatever Dana says. Because Dana, like, what I found really interesting was Dana trying to spin the whole narrative of, like, Haley was talking through Megan. But in all actuality, it was like Dana talking through Megan to Haley. Because, like, you saw the switch up of how she went from, like, she told Haley she loves her. Like, straight up told her. Like, she told Haley she loved her first.
I don't
Haley
think so. I think
said
Haley
it.
said it first.
I thought Megan said it first.
When they were in the bed, I think Haley said it first because they replayed it and I watched it again. It was Haley said it first.
Okay, well,
Megan
my
responded.
apologies.
I can see
But
that.
either
But
way,
Megan admitted in the reunion to saying "I love you" multiple times.
Yeah.
So regardless,
they said it to each other, and then she turns around and runs this narrative of like, I didn't actually love you. I didn't actually feel this
it was
way.
like I loved being with you, but I wasn't in love with you. It's
right.
like,
And
like,
then
okay,
bro.
sure.
Yeah.
what I think was like really kind of asinine was the whole like, you have to apologize to Dana in order for us to have a friendship. And it's like, Haley owes absolutely nothing to Dana.
Yeah.
Haley owes nothing to anybody but Haley and maybe Pilar if you want to extend it to that. But like, Haley doesn't owe Dana anything. And the fact that like Megan even felt like justified enough to think like, okay, yeah, she owes her an apology for like making her like, she made me fall in love with her and she needs to apologize to my ex for that.
Yeah,
like,
which is-
what
Yeah,
type of logic is that,
exactly.
baby
What are
girl?
you
Like,
talking about?
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I left out some other crucial information. It's honestly going to be a lot about Dana,
Low key.
Megan,
It's
Mel.
mainly
I was gonna say,
about
the
them.
thing for me, at least like for the early episodes, was like the whole like them in the pool and then AJ and
The whole
Marie.
like ignoring them.
Yeah, and then
Oh, yeah,
Dana
okay, so we
and
can go to
Haley
there.
And, yeah,
Mhm.
they like saw them and they both looked at
Yeah,
them.
so Dana and Mel are at the
partners,
pool together, or
yeah.
like chilling in a chair or something.
Yeah, and then each
Mm-hmm.
of their like partners in their couples like kind of walked past them and like looked at them, and they both ignored like their ex partners,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Not even a wave, a high.
no, nothing. They both
Yeah.
like looked at
They
each
like
other,
looked away.
ooh.
Yeah.
Like, and
Right.
then- so that caused that was the beginning of Marie's spiral. No, it wasn't. The beginning of Marie's spiral was AJ.
thing. Yeah, which I do
Yeah.
want to talk about
Oh.
that. I have mixed feelings about it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but like that definitely didn't help. And then that was the beginning of Megan's.
Megan
like,
pretty much was like, okay,
Yeah, I was like, all
I
right,
don't
say
exist.
less.
I'm gonna just
yeah,
invest
I'm
myself
good
in my
with Haley,
experience.
and then we'll see how that went.
And then
but-
the switch up
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
was insane.
But even during that, and hopefully this will be my last thing with them because they're taking up most of the
A lot of-
episode,
yeah.
which they're honestly took most of the season.
yeah,
But so after being ignored, Megan, fully put herself into Haley. Their relationship blossomed, so we thought. And then Dana and Mel kept doing their lustful stuff the whole time. And then I think 3 or 4 days before they swapped, Mel and Dana met with Dana's mom and her sister, I think.
Mhm.
And they're talking, they're having a good time, and they like Mel, but even her sister and her mom both say like, oh, you're about to go back to your safe space, alluding to Megan, basically saying, and they both said like they like Megan. So then once they got home that night, Dana's like interview shows up. She's like, oh, like my mom's like and sister. I think she said my mom and sisters, their opinions like
mean the world to me.
they mean the world to me. So hearing them talk about Dana, you know, I was like, okay, let me reach out and talk with her. She goes out on the patio, calls her up, and like it was kind of hard to hear some of it, but it seemed like she kind of came out the gate already like crying and like saying some things.
The way it was edited, it did definitely appear like they did cut to like halfway through the conversation, but even then. It was a lot of like.
It was her just being like, oh, like why aren't you coming?
Yeah, it was a lot of Dana.
I treat you like nothing.
Yeah, Dana was kind of not playing the victim, but like very like, how could you be this way? How could you act this way?
Yeah,
this
isn't the person that I fell in love with.
So she was doing that.
The narrative that like Megan didn't care, that Megan was really mean, that Megan was aggressive, that Megan basically told her F you, go home. When like in all actuality, when we hear from Megan and when we hear from Haley, actually, who was next to her, we hear that.
No, she said she wasn't.
Haley.
Oh, she wasn't. Sorry.
It was just Megan.
So when we hear from Megan, we hear that like it was actually, I'm breaking up with you. I don't want to be with you.
Dana's saying this to Megan.
I'm leaving and you stay and stuff like that.
It was very much aggressive and not the way that like Dana tried originally painting the picture. She tried painting it as she's the victim and Megan's the aggressor. When in all actuality, she's the aggressor and Megan is the victim in that case.
It felt very much like I'm going to like threaten you with like me leaving, so that way you like I'm leaving, so that way Megan like, wait, no,
right? So you
did
fight
that.
for me,
Megan was like,
And when Megan even brought that up, Dana didn't like come back with like, oh no, I started off this way, like. You could tell that is how she probably initiated the conversation.
And she's
so
aggressive,
Mel,
so like I'd believe
it. Yeah, they had two separate things where like everyone that was given the ultimatum met up, everyone that received the ultimatum met up. So Megan and Mel are there because they both received ultimatums, and they're talking, and Mel kind of pulls her aside because they're having a little like attitude back and forth with everyone. So they have their side conversation. And Mel's like, oh, like, why didn't you, like, basically check on Dana when she was reaching out to you? She was at, like, her lowest. And, you know, she never reaches out. It takes a lot to get her there.
How the
and
fuck
Megan
do
was
you
like,
know that?
Megan was like, oh, well, basically.
Dana told her.
Yeah, that's what when Megan, like, basically told, like, said out loud, like, oh, no, the conversation went basically like how Alex described, where it's like, fuck you, I'm leaving. I don't want to be with you, breaking up. And then Mel's response was, well, you know how she is. And it's like, that's not an excuse. And even Megan clocked that. She said, hey, like, I do know her, but that doesn't mean I'm going to enable the behavior. Which,
and then you did.
You shouldn't.
And then did.
Stupid.
Yeah, actually,
like, you shouldn't enable that behavior. So, like, that makes sense. And then, like, because she tried to bring it up to the table, and obviously all the other couples were like, oh, I would stick up for my partner that I came here with and all that stuff.
Hold on.
It's like, let's settle down. Let's hear what happened.
Let's hear the whole story.
And then once that comes out, everyone kind of just like stops. Like,
because there's a
so
lot
she tried
to that
push.
story.
Yeah, she tried to push that narrative that like Megan didn't care for her anymore and was like only with Haley. So then once they met up, I think to swap, that was brought up again. Everyone's like between Dana, Megan, a little bit of Haley. Dana was going crazy at that table. She was like cussing out Megan, cussing out Haley. She honestly, I think she was really, really jealous of Haley because she saw potential that Megan would leave her for her.
For sure.
Which is understandable fear, but how she handled that, totally inappropriate. You had everyone at the table telling her, like you need to calm down, like it's getting too heated.
Even Brittany was telling her, like, you need to calm down and speak to people like they matter.
She's like, you're not talking to people like they're people.
Does. Yeah.
Facts.
And when she said that, she shut up real quick. She's like, okay, you're right. There's just so much like with just that whole trio right there.
Yeah. I think most of the drama this season revolved around them. Like there's this whole, so to kind of give a little bit more background about like the situation of them fighting at that table, there was a situation where it was Megan and Haley were living together, and I think Dana's Spotify ended up on Megan and Haley's TV. So from what I'm assuming, it's like AirPlay, I'm guessing, and she had connected the Spotify to there somehow, some way, who knows.
Or they share an account or something.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But long story short, Dana had taken songs from a sexual playlist for her and Megan that they had together for their sexy time, and she had put it on a playlist for her and Mel called 3 Weeks with a rainbow and a ring on a diamond emoji.
Yikes.
And it was basically like a sexual playlist that was private and that Mel had also added to. So Haley and Megan had seen all of this happening on their TV, and that is when Haley goes and tells tells Marie, hey, I have a suspicion that something is going on. And that is really what kind of initiates the spiral of Dana trying to scream and yell at Haley, blaming Haley, saying this is your fault, you're doing this, you're lying. And then that's kind of when Megan and Haley kind of explain the entire situation at the table when everyone is together. And once the entire thing is explained and Megan really kind of stands in her truth and stands and says what happens, Dana shuts up instantly. Like, Dana was very aggressive the whole entire
she even
dinner.
tried to, like, go to Marie, like, oh, you're making her feel bad.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah, she was very,
being a good friend.
aggressive the entire dinner. She was pointing fingers. She was yelling. She was hooting. She was hollering. She was saying this, that, and the third. And then, like, once the information fully came out and everything came out, she shut up. Yeah. So it's like, you're wrong, because even Mel was like understood. Like, she heard, she didn't deny anything. Like, she just said understood. So like, the guilt is there.
Yeah,
you know you're guilty.
Yeah. And even like later on at the reunion, they like play the cut kind of like confessional clips or whatever
of everyone talking about the damn playlist.
Well, a lot of them were saying like it's not evidence, which understandable, and it's true.
But then,
and it shouldn't have been used as like receipts or
because Haley did say like, "Oh, I have like proof." Which
she shouldn't have done
she
that.
herself was like, "You know what? That was a lot, so I shouldn't have said that."
And she clarified, which I give her props for. Like, I understand it how it could be misconstrued, but I would have been like, "Hey, something's going on because like." This is happening because ain't no way you just got that for no reason. Like, come on now, girl.
No, you're good. And even Mel, like at the very last like confessional thing that they played was like, hey, like sorry about like, because like it was the playlist being initially made
the fucking smirk.
For the smirk like all season, dog. Oh, pissed me off. Anyway, but like because the playlist was made for Dana and Megan. But then obviously it was used for her being like, oh, like, hey, sorry, you gotta do what you guys like.
Yeah,
it's like you're basically
grimy.
like, you already like you know what you're doing. But I was like, come on, bro.
It's just crazy because like obviously there's a lot of like rumors and things being said, and every time like Dana and Mel like basically say no, it's not true, and then like when any like shred of evidence pops up, they both stop. Understood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then, like, not long after, they'll be like, no, it never happened.
Yeah.
Another piece of evidence. No, you're right. Okay.
No.
My bad.
Okay.
And there was so much.
Can you just own up to it and stop like with the BS? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, you guys aren't even together at this point. Like, just admit it.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, they were so messy.
Out of those four, so like, I guess, yeah. So Megan, I was a stan until like basically
the switch
up.
So trial marriage too.
Yeah. So I was like, come on, bro. Dana is a very beautiful young woman, but
she's toxic as all hell.
Yeah, as a person, not a fan.
Yeah.
At all. And then Mel, not a fan.
No, not at all.
And then Marie, it's my goat. Once again, unfortunate that she her soul was soured by this experience and she joined the dark side of the Force. But that's still my girl. I love her regardless. Nice Marie or bad, like angry Marie.
We brought it up, so I do want to talk about Marie's experience because I felt bad. So basically, Marie got with AJ, which honestly I was not expecting. I was not expecting. I don't feel like I didn't see him enough. I was expecting AJ and Marita to get together.
It was a lot of It was a lot of
because of how the dating went.
It was a lot of the main two, or the main one was Marita, but then they showed a lot of Marie,
Bridget, and
then
AJ.
Like for me it was like the Bridget that was they kind of shoehorned in.
Okay.
But then it was the whole like, which also once again, I wrote this down a couple times. I'll explain it first. So. With Bridget and AJ, and then them kind of also dating.
Oh yeah.
But then like at the choice table, like Bridget being like, "Oh, well, I heard that you were having like the same conversation with like several people, and I've been hearing that like you've been kind of like saying
putting it on strong,
putting like the factor 40 as they anyway, you're laying it on thick essentially with everybody." And I was like, hold on though, not too much on AJ, because while hearing that the person you're dating, like the person who's your number one, is kind of saying the same things to like a couple different people, doesn't feel good at all, I can imagine. At the same time, it's been like a week. You don't really know any of these people that much, and like it's kind of the point of the show at this point is to like build those connections and like one of the things they said was that like, oh, like AJ, it feels like you're kind of like being who like you're talking to like wants you to be kind of thing, which is like fair. That does, I can see how that could be grimy, but once again, like that's the point of this part of the thing is to build those connections and like get people, like ingratiate yourself to people.
Yeah.
So like, while I can see both sides, but at the end of the day, I'm a team AJ kind of guy, because it's like,
yeah, I would say I was rocky with AJ during the dating because of that.
Yeah.
But seeing AJ in both trial marriages and even on, I was like, AJ, I rock with AJ.
Yeah.
I can't, like, honestly, like I thinking back on it, I'm like, I honestly can't fault her for it. And like Sean would say, game is game.
Exactly.
That's all AJ was doing. Game is game.
Marita, I love AJ.
Well, speaking of
were you
Marita,
still? I still want to talk about Marie real quick. Sorry, I got to wrap her up.
Oh boy, there was one other thing. I forgot it, so we can go.
With Marie, so she got with AJ, and then the first thing that soured her trial marriage was AJ had been kind of sneaking out to see Bridget because Bridget was having Brittany because Brittany was having a rough time, getting through this, because one, Brittany didn't get with anyone that like she had really built a bond with. If anything, she got with the one person who had a super strong bond with AJ.
Yeah.
Which that worked out, honestly.
Sure.
For Marita and Bridget,
actually like
pretty good duo.
Not like
Brittany.
Brittany.
You calling her Bridget?
Fuck.
Yeah, I get it. I do the same thing.
Brittany and Marita had a good time.
I think they're a vibe. I like their like dynamic a lot. Felt a lot more like companion or like friendship, like really close friends.
Which understandable because they had no like time to build that up during the dating because they weren't really into each other. Yeah. So the fact that they were still able to like come together and have a good trial marriage with each other, like they still brought out what each other was looking for, and were able to teach each other things.
Yeah,
she put on her zaddy energy.
Yeah, she loves to say.
I love Brittany. Brittany was so funny.
I do like Brittany a lot though. Yeah, a lot of my notes are also like Brittany deserves happiness.
Yeah,
she does.
So AJ and Brittany met up, I think, twice, and it wasn't like they did anything. It was more so just like looking after the person you came here with. So I kind of get that, but it does suck because it takes away from the experience.
Yeah.
Marie obviously wasn't.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
They dropped several times throughout a lot of people dropped the like, you robbed this person of this experience, and I was like, hold on, we're throwing this word around willy nilly, because I can see how like with the AJ, like that was one of the things was that I think Dana, and to be fair, Dana it was like that event where like Dana got called out and she was salty. So like her, like it was like the whole like AJ, whenever like that was exposed, but like told to the group that like AJ was going to go see Brittany, and then Marie was like, oh, you know what, like kind of like took me out of the like trial marriage for a bit, and then people were like, oh, the AJ robbed you of that experience. Like no, that's not the case. It once again, does it suck to know that your trial marriage partner is like seeing you their ex, especially sneaking out. That part I was like,
that's why I was like, I don't like that you're doing it late at night and sneaking out. Like I get why you did it, because it would be kind of messed up in my mind to come here with someone originally. Yeah, we break up, blah, 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 whatever. And then for them to reach out to me and tell me like they're having a rough time. I would feel like an absolute asshole. Yeah. And I don't think that it would be nice for us to be together after this if I was just like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, you got that.
But I'm in my, trial right now. You figure out your stuff. Yeah. So I get it. And they only did it twice in the beginning. I think it was only during the first week. After that, it could have been smooth sailing. Yeah. Because they had a little rough patch, then they were okay. Yeah. Then the whole Marie walking past Dana and Mel at the pool and Mel not acknowledging Marie whatsoever is what really ruined the whole trial marriage, because she obviously seeing your partner not acknowledge you at all. Nope. And obviously you just had your trial marriage partner meet with their ex to basically like help them get through the process. So I think that also made it tough, because it's like what I'm not getting from my actual partner, she is with her ex. That's not, she's not supposed to do that. So I think it was a lot of emotions being twisted together. Yeah. And that's what played out during the reunion. Yeah. Because the real issue is just Mel not acknowledging her at all, and then everything else coming out as the trial marriages continue.
Yeah. I think to I guess continue kind of the other thing, tangentially, is that like that. So that did happen. That's the case, and I can understand why. Because even Marie at one point was like, and this will tie into the thing during the season and the reunion. But like Marie was like, so I felt alone, and I felt like I didn't have that support, which I can understand that for sure. And even I think like Brittany was like, and to be fair, Brittany is AJ's partner, so they're gonna defend them. But like also like they also the person who knows like AJ the best, so they would also be the person to speak on it. But it was like, oh, like is that the case, or is that kind of how you felt like in that situation?
Yeah, this was during the reunion, by the way.
Yes.
So Marie kind of called out AJ for how that went down, and Brittany stuck up for her, which was Brittany. Stuck up for her, which was great.
Yeah.
But Marie was kind of really hitting hard with that stuff, and there was a thing that she did that I didn't like, where I think Marie was like, "Oh, like did you think we were going to be friends after this?" And AJ was like, "I was hoping so." Yeah. And like Brittany kind of made a face, but I didn't take anything negative from it. And Marie was like, "What's that face for?"
Yeah, that
I was like,
"Whoa!"
hold
like
on,
now,
chill.
like I know you're heated, but like don't go looking for reasons to fight.
To start, she was there.
Yeah,
on a warpath.
And that's So then Brittany was basically like, "Is it really like?" She understands the feelings she felt. But is the hate that you're putting out really supposed to be towards AJ or towards your original partner who did you dirty?
I think it's really just towards Mel.
Really fueled most of why your trial marriage went wrong.
Yeah. And that's why I think I can see both sides. So I think that I can understand that like while you're kind of still like cause Marie, like when they picked AJ, obviously very much so cared for AJ.
Yeah.
You can see that bond there.
She even said like, "Oh, I don't see this whole like playing up to whoever you're dating," and like I felt there was a genuine connection.
Everyone else was like, "Oh, I felt like you were doing a lot, AJ," and Marie was like the only person that was like, and Brittany was like, "No, I think that like she just has like that charismatic energy about her, and she like matches the energy and brings like the energy out of everybody that she kind of like interacts with." But I can see like why Marie was like, I felt alone because like you're going through like this is the first week. Yeah. You're going through it because your ex-partner is like very clearly on some other shit with another person, and then you find out that the person that you're in like your trial marriage with is kind of sneaking off, especially to go see their ex when like and it's, I can see why that's like, okay, well then that doesn't feel great. That's the thing that everyone kind of brought up during the reunion too, is that like so like everyone was like, so like, yes, we understand that Brittany was having a hard time, but like we all were. And it's like for you to be the only couple that like continued to see each other when that's blatantly like not what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Is like we understand like why Marie's upset. But at the same time, like you said, like it's like
it's a
going
mix
to
of
go
like
see her
what the premise of the show is and like how a normal person would react in the situation, if that makes sense. So like it's hard to draw the line.
Exactly. Yeah. I think it's
I get that. She did feel alone. Totally valid, understandable. But I also think it's good to try to understand the perspective of the other side.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because if Marie had reached out to Mel and did the same thing, I think it would have been totally justified. If Mel had met up with her, but the problem is Mel doesn't give a fuck. So Mel wouldn't.
Yeah.
And I think it was just that realization that like that you wouldn't get that.
Exactly.
I think that's really what it was, and she was really just hurt. Is that it wasn't really like she was really just hurt. She was hurt from AJ's actions, but she was mainly hurt from Mel and the experience and like seeing what other people get in their relationships that she was not getting.
I will say, like, overall, she was robbed of the experience, but not just because of the AJ situation.
Because I think the Mel thing was very or the AJ thing was a very small part of that.
Yeah.
I think she did say that when they first brought it up at first, was like, yes, my trust is broken, but I can also acknowledge that it's mostly because you have this thing that I know I can't have. Yeah. And I'm envious of that, which I
respect that.
Marie is very in tune with her. To be fair, she started lashing out.
Yeah.
But like she at least knows like where that anger comes from, which I respect. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think once again, AJ, to close this off for me on my end, I think despite AJ kind of doing the sneaking around, AJ, like during the trial marriage, was still very attentive.
Yeah, she heard Marie out anytime she had issues with Mel. Like she would sit up on the counter. She would let her like talk her feelings out, validate her feelings. Like I feel like she was there. I don't think we got too much of it outside of like her basically consoling her during these things. So we can't speak for it all, but I feel like AJ, despite that one mess up, was pretty present in the relationship.
AJ and Marie was my second the people that I was rooting for. That couple I wanted. Yeah, I was like Megan and Haley, and then Marie and AJ. Those were my two couples I was like, please, but I can't get what I want.
Well, I think before we go into a little bit more of the reunion, I feel like we should finish off with who left engaged, who didn't leave engaged.
Yeah, sorry for anyone who hasn't seen this and it's just
spoilers.
All over the place.
Yeah.
And sorry if you did watch this and you're just watching us jump around.
Yeah, and you're like,
that's what we do.
What?
It's too much to talk about in an hour.
True. Okay, so we're gonna talk about it. You take all this in, remember it, and then watch it, and then come back and let us know
True.
how you're feeling.
Alrighty. So the way that they ended off the season before the reunion was with Brittany and AJ getting engaged.
Yep. Which I'm
a fan of that.
I was happy.
I was like, I like
really
Marie
cute.
and AJ, but Brittany and AJ was also very even just them seeing each other. I was like, that's the pair.
It was just seeing that AJ was finally able to understand to an extent that it's not about what you bring to the table and catch in terms of financial stuff and having to catch up to your partner in that sense. It's more of just making sure that you guys will be there for each other no matter what. And her finally being able to take the general fear of I don't think I'm enough for you to understanding what she really means, where it's more so I don't want the business to take over the relationship and you to prioritize that over us. I'm scared that that's going to be an issue. And her finally speaking that specific fear out and bringing it more specific, Brittany was able to recognize that and be like, I got you. It's not going to do that. Yes, that's important. That's my baby. But I am going to.
You're also my baby.
Yeah,
exactly.
So it's, I thought that was really beautiful to watch between their trial marriage and then them, getting married.
Yeah.
Or engaged. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. And then the next couple that we left was engaged is Bridget and Kyle.
No, hold on. I like Kyle a lot, actually. I think they had some issues at first. Well, not even that. They were cool. I liked them a lot. I liked their vibe. I think they're cool. I liked, once again, the only real issue that I had was that night at the club.
Yeah.
Which
I don't want to. Yeah.
Yeah. So
there was a lot of confusion around that situation.
So essentially, the whole time Pilar was very much so they were Pilar and Kyle were coupled up for the first trial marriage. And the whole time Pilar definitely was, giving a lot of affectionate vibes, and Kyle was seemingly reciprocating it. They were kind of also seemingly a little bit uncomfortable because, it seemed like their heart wasn't fully into the experiment altogether. But, they were like, I'm going to do it. That's what I'm here for. But I guess, so one night, they were at the club, turning up, doing what people do at the club. I don't know. And I guess, so initially, Pilar tried to, was leaning in, and she was, trying to kiss Kyle. Kyle was like, oh, hold on, no. I'm not a fan of this. But then, and they're like, okay, whatever. And they kept doing their thing. But then at the end, as they were leaving, then Pilar came up again, and then, they started kissing on Kyle. And Kyle was like, I was wildly uncomfortable, but I let it happen, and that's on me as well. But then once they got home, that scene, I was crazy. It was the vibes are fucked. Why are they walking in like this? But then I guess they had a conversation, and Kyle's it kind of spiraled. And Kyle was like, hey, I'm not, I don't want this, or I'm not a fan of that. What happened? I felt like you kind of, we're so yada yada yada, and it feels like you're playing a game, you're here for to have fun and blah blah whatever. And Pilar, which I respect. I mean, I'm understandable. She was she walked out crying because she was it feels like you're attacking my character, and that's not the case at all. You feel the vibes you gave me were very mixed signal and stuff like that.
Yeah, she was basically saying from my perspective, it was I was kind of flirting, you were flirting back. And,
right.
I felt
it was a mutual flirtation.
It's basically just how it would be when you're dating someone, where you feel the vibe's there and you go for a kiss or something.
Yeah.
But it was just a lot of confusion on what feelings were actually true, and then it just kind of you said spiraled into a crazier situation.
Then it had to be.
Yeah.
And then they next day really talked it out. Yeah. Honestly, very mature, both of them, for being able to have that conversation.
Yeah.
And get to where they were by the end, anyways.
Yeah, that in my notes was Kyle, you're losing me. Yeah. But then that conversation, Kyle kind of opened up and was like, I'm not used to communicating like this. And so like you like this happening, I like wasn't able to kind of like articulate how I felt, and I kind of just like lashed out, and I was like, and like that openness and vulnerability, I was like, I respect that. Kaya got me back, and then Pilar, up until now, then I was like kind of on the fence, but then the way Pilar kind of navigated that situation and was able to kind of like communicate and get Kyle to kind of open up and kind of express how they both feel, and then find like a compromise, a middle ground. I was like, you know, Pilar, you got me. So, you know, that was where I kind of, both of them, I was like, I like you guys. But Bridget was kind of the reverse, where I was a big fan of Bridget at first, but then like ever since the whole like her finding out about like the AJ saying like the same thing to other people thing, it felt like Bridget at that point was kind of on some like becoming a hater energy.
Well, it was because like she was very much into AJ. Found out AJ was really into like Marita and a couple others, and then immediately was like, "Oh no, I'm about to lose her," because the only other person who I have a strong connection with, Pilar, is basically kind of falling for my partner that I also kind of pushed her onto, and it's like and then I feel like in that moment that's why she started like hanging out with Ashley more.
Say, it felt like she latched on to Ashley because she was like, I don't really have any other options, which is unfortunate. But even then, so like that, and then the whole like every time like AJ kind of came up, she like make a face and I'm like, relax. And then what was it? It was like and then even like I don't know, and once again, to be fair, it's not my dynamic and not my relationship, so like it could just be the way she kind of like flirts or, you know what I mean, like teases or whatever, but like she would like say things would be like during that pottery thing, which as a whole I was like, it's a cute little date.
It was a very romantic date.
Yeah, but there's that one point where it was like like Ashley was kidding and was like, like that's supposed to be a whatever, and she's like, like you suck at complimenting. I was like, or like that's not how you like, you should compliment me better. And I was like,
yeah, and then she also was like, is that for me? And she like made a face like,
yeah. I was like, come on, dog.
It's like, damn, she's not a pro pottery like person. Like, come on.
So that's why I was like, come on.
But then I in that moment I was like, that's kind of fucked up. But then she got up. I think she went behind her. She like kind of did that. I was like, okay, you're redeeming yourself.
Yeah, that because part I was like, hold on.
Working with her, I feel like that's like a nice like way to develop your relationship with that person even more. So that part was cute too.
Yeah.
It's a very like romantic situation to be in.
I think Bridget kind of falls between like being fun and wild, but then also trying to like be flirty and attentive in the relationship. And I feel like it's finding that like in the middle where it's like, this is your partner. Cause I think that's where she struggles with Kyle as well, as like trying to like be all in without just being like, oh, we're in our 20s. Like, let's just kind of like, you know,
party,
goof around,
live life, have fun.
Live our life kind of thing.
I will say them getting engaged.
Oh,
I was like, sorry. You said that's why we started talking about them. At first I was like, all right, whatever. And like to some extent, I'm still not like against it or anything. I was never against it, to be fair. But like even like at the reunion, the way that like I almost said Ashley, the way that Bridget worded it was like, it's something that my partner wants and cares about so deeply, so why wouldn't I? And I was like, even then it still doesn't really feel like it's something you want though. It's just because you know your partner wants it. But once again, if it works for them, it works for them. And I hope they're happy.
True.
Alrighty. Our next couple to get engaged was Dana and Megan.
Ugh.
I really wish they didn't.
Boo.
Yeah, that's all I can say about that one.
You heard talked about them. We talked about them enough.
On to the next. Our next couple to get engaged was Haley and Pilar. I was very, very excited and happy that they got engaged. I think that although they had very different experiences throughout this, I think that both of them grew as individuals, and I really appreciate Pilar's ability to be able to kind of look outside of herself and know that like Haley was looking for something and she wasn't getting that from Pilar, and Pilar kind of knew that she was putting Haley on the back burner in a sense, and she's like, yeah, this is exactly what caused it, and like this is what I'm changing and this is what I want to do. And I think Pilar taking those steps to like acknowledge that this is where I went wrong and this is how I can fix it, I think that is really what helped them. And I think they have such a beautiful relationship, and I think the two of them deserve nothing but happiness together.
Yeah. I would say Pilar is very emotionally mature. I think that's I think that's what she gained a lot through this whole experience, was like the emotional maturity to think outside of herself. But I will say,
here we go.
Initially, when that proposal happened, and even a little bit before, everything leading up to it, I was not really into them being together, only because I feel like if Megan had not done everything she did, her and Haley would have left
I was
together.
about to, let's go.
And
Yeah.
Pilar kind of like, I think, noticed that
Mhm.
and like was seeing the signs because there's a lot of like Haley being worried about like how Megan was treating her outside of this after they swapped and who Megan is now versus who she was and really wanting those answers, which I get.
Yeah.
But it's just like you're about to get engaged to a person, like you should. I feel like if you're gonna say yes, you should be all in.
Yeah.
And I was a little like iffy on that.
Yeah.
But seeing them at the reunion, I do think Haley is all in. I think she decided, obviously, she really like dedicated her time between the show ending and the reunion to like focusing on them. And I think who they are now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I think how everything played out? I wasn't really big on
No.
that. I was a
Yeah.
little worried.
I agree. I think that when that proposal happened, and at this point, I was also a little bit, because I think theirs was like halfway through the episode, if not like a little bit like after.
Yeah.
But at this point, I was like, man, like 90% of these couples are going to get engaged, huh? And at that point, I was like, yes, that is the point of the concept of the show, but we know that the show is actually for content anyway.
Yeah.
But
and
also,
content they did give.
also true. But I think I at first was also like about like the Pilar and Haley engagement, but it was only and it's nothing against them. I like each of them individually.
Yeah.
But I think it was because I was so invested into their individual, like their trial, like marriages, like with Megan and Haley. I wanted them to succeed a lot.
It was easy to get captivated by Haley and Megan.
Oh
They
yeah,
were
Like
so
you
good
just-
together.
We were
Facts.
so drawn into them and their dynamic and their relationship. It was easy to like fall in love with them together.
Okay. And then even with like Kyle, and at first I was like, I thought it was going to be Pilar and Bridget. Whenever that love triangle was going on, but like the more that I saw of Pilar and Kyle, I actually really liked them together a lot too. So that's why I was so invested in both of those, like those couples, that when they got back together, I was like, But like you said, seeing them at the reunion, I was like, I could.
Like I said, it was just seeing her Pilar become a very emotionally mature individual and being able to understand what she wasn't providing and then providing that.
Yeah.
And then also understanding that a lot of her fears that come from the way her family's treated her and stuff don't have to necessarily deem who she is as a person, who she is as a partner. And like just seeing her grow and be able to see that stuff was like, I honestly, she is a close number one, if not is my number one, because I think the Pilar in the beginning, I barely knew. So it was really hard to me to get attached to like her character, but seeing her like interact with Kyle's mom and her parents, seeing her talk about her relationship with her parents, seeing her even interact with Haley's dad and being like, you are basically like my father figure. Like, I don't know what I would do without you. And being able to like open up about all that stuff. I was like, damn, like this, I rock with Pilar. Like she really like opened up and evolved. She's the one person I would say that probably evolved personally the most.
Yeah.
Not as a partner, but just as a person, as an individual. She like changed a lot in a good way.
Yeah. Nice.
One other couple that
We're not gonna talk about them.
one other couple that got engaged but did not stay together by the time of the reunion is Mel and
everyone
Marie.
did get engaged.
I'm saying. I was like,
Everyone but one got engaged.
Yeah. I was like, what the hell?
So Mel and Marie did get engaged before the ending of the last episode, which, to be honest with you, I think we were not shocked by. I guess in a sense, I think we all kind of maybe expected
Not
one
shocked,
to
but
propose.
mad.
Right. I think I was more so irritated at the sense. Not to say that I was happy that they were broken up when the reunion happened, but I was kind of happy to see that they weren't together anymore, because if I was Marie and I saw all that, I would have killed Mel.
Facts. On God, though.
Because she, like, what was heartbreak? I think the hardest part for me of the entire Marie, Mel, Dana, Megan of it all was like really watching Marie sit there and beg Mel not to make her look stupid. Like the please, like,
I was like,
took me out. Like it took the air out of my lungs. I was like, no, like it just like the begging of please don't make me look like a fool. Please don't make me look stupid. Like I couldn't imagine how she would feel if she were to see, because from what I understand, they watched the season not too long before the reunion. So it may be the morning of, the night before. Like, it's very within close proximity of when they do and film the reunion. So it's like all of this information is fresh. All this information is new. You're handling it sometimes right before going on stage. So like, I'm kind of glad that they didn't stay together. I was kind of upset that they got engaged.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. I didn't really have much to say. I just didn't like that whole situation.
Yeah.
Like that was just a dumb engagement.
Facts.
Yeah.
I think I said like it's unfortunate, but I'm not like super surprised. But the thing that like irked me, well, one besides Mel not being a good partner for Marie, so like you said, whenever I saw them separate, whenever they like the character intro things, and then Mel walked out alone, smiling, and then Marie was there.
Yeah.
I was like, "Ooh, wow, okay."
You
something
knew
happened.
the minute they saw their faces that like shit was popping.
Okay, I was like, "Oh, Marie's here to get some shit out."
Yeah.
But I, like you said, I wasn't happy to see they were broken up, but I was happy to see that Marie was no longer tied to that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But my thing with the engagement that I was upset about was that literally like earlier that day, whenever Mel like was talking to Dana and was like, I wanted to, and they were arguing for a little bit too, was like, I came here to get your like idea, or your like your take on like a proposition or whatever. And then she was like, I wanted like you to like let me know if I'm because I'm going to propose to Marie. I want you to let me know if I'm making a mistake or not.
I want you to tell me not to do it.
Basically.
That's what she was trying to say.
Just for more perspective, because I forgot about this.
Yeah.
So Dana, during her and Mel's trial, was really like pushing for like them leaving together after this, like dating or even at least being friends. And then after the whole Megan situation, Dana kind of like backed up a bit on that. And then Mel, after realizing, I'm probably losing Marie, was like, hey, I need to like try my best to like steal Dana real quick.
Yeah.
So then she was like, Dana, like, I need you to like tell me like, what are we doing after this? Like, what are we? And Dana was not giving her an answer.
Yep.
Like Dana really switched up on her. So then I think like her going to meet up with them during like the final, like during the proposal and stuff, she basically was once again looking for that answer. Like, is there a shot? Do we have a chance after this if I don't give her Marie? And then her basically being like, I'm going to propose. Like, should I? Or basically like, I don't. Just give me an answer, essentially, like she should or shouldn't. It's just crazy to do. Then obviously going to meet up with Marie after we all just saw that and pull a BS like proposal.
Well, to be fair, I'm gonna timeline. So during that conversation with Dana, and Dana was straight up like, hey, is this something you want to do or something you feel like you have to do?
Yes.
And she was like,
that was the one good thing Dana
said. I was like, Dana for once, like speaking facts.
Yeah.
But then, and she was like, I'm doing it because I know Marie wants me to. And then she was like, well, don't do that because
that's not what
if
she
you
wants.
don't want to do it, like you're going to sabotage the relationship and not actually be happy. She wants you to actually want to get married.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's the wanting your partner to actually want to do it. It's different when like your partner's doing it because you want them to. It's different when they are willingly wanting to do it. Like that means so much more than like feeling like they're being forced to because they know that you want it, you know?
Exactly. So like the person that you have that connection with blatantly saying, hey pal, don't do it. And then you go and do it. I was like, what the like, what are you doing, dog? Yeah. And but to be fair, the ring pop thing, I thought was cute. It being them two, I was like,
no. I was like, no.
Can I just say we were the OGs? They took it from us.
Norbit was the OG.
We were the second OGs.
But yeah,
when she pulled it, I was like, this doesn't work for you.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you can't pull out this ring pop and try to be all cutesy. Like you're still a terrible partner. Like, come on.
Marie was so happy too during that proposal.
I know.
That's probably why she became a villain.
That was all she ever wanted. Because
Low
that's the
key.
thing. That was all she ever wanted, and she finally got it, thinking that this was going to be that aha everything moment where everything was going to fall into place and everything was going to be perfect, and it wasn't. And not to say that she was robbed of that, but like she was kind of robbed of that because Mel went in never with the intention of like, I want to get married to her.
Yeah, it's because Marie would have done anything for her Mel to like propose to her, because she even basically said during their trial marriage when they were back together, basically told like I would like basically like she basically like said like I would do anything, like deal with anything to be with you, and I think Mel just like understood that, but basically was like, I don't think we are right together. Like I could tell Mel was like, I'm basically just using you at this point. I shouldn't do this, and then just propose anyways. But Yeah, no,
fucking real.
that was a terrible.
Yeah, no, I was like,
Proposal.
hell no. But
Glad
hey,
they're not together.
Yeah. And I hope Marie can find happiness because
Yeah,
it's going
seriously.
to take a lot.
Maybe, next partner, don't start a business with them.
Yeah. Which,
seriously.
yeah, I think it said that Mel's running it now, and Marie's kind of,
okay.
like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Marie's doing, but yeah, I know
Hopefully
they said
just
that
buy
Mel's
her out of
running
it,
it.
just
Yeah.
leave
That'd be crazy. Contender food truck across the street or something.
Alrighty, and for our last but certainly not least couple, the only
Oh,
couple this
man.
season that did not get engaged before the reunion is Ashley and Marita. So this one was really heartbreaking to kind of watch because it was Ashley who issued the ultimatum and then who also realized that they may not be right for each other.
Mhm.
And I think you see in a lot of towards the end of her like speech of why she's saying that there maybe like need to let each other go is that she says if you love something you have to let it go. And I think with her is that she loves Marita so much, but she knows deep down that she can't love Marita the way that Marita wants to be loved.
Yeah.
And Marita's one of those people that wants to be loved out loud. Like she wants these maybe not grand gestures,
No.
but she wants like these actions of affection. She wants like random flowers brought to her. She wants a random card or like an I love you or a random gift or like
Notes.
they do the dishes or notes
Yeah.
or like something like done in the house. Like if she needs something done, like she wants those random
Like a life full
actions,
of romance.
Yeah.
of like affection and affirmation, cooking dinner for your partner. Like she wants a life that's like that. And it seems like Ashley is very much reserved in the way that she is. I feel like Ashley is kind of scared because of her past, which understandably so. And I think
She's
that
a quiet
like
lover.
yeah,
but it doesn't like lessen it any. It's just
Right,
no,
it
It's just
doesn't.
that
She just
their
loves
love languages
differently.
Yeah.
don't like
And that's-
work together.
and that happens.
Right.
You know?
And I think throughout the entire season, constantly, all we're constantly hearing from Marita is like her wanting to be loved more out loud by
More
Ashley.
romance.
Right.
Yeah.
Her like crying, her begging,
More
her
hopeless
pleading
romantic.
like Ashley
Yeah.
for this romance. And Ashley says it. They've gone on dates and stuff, but like unfortunately we don't get the opportunity to
Yeah.
see that. But it was hard to see them because there is so much love there. And that honestly is going to kind of lead us into the reunion because after they had broken up and they had kind of let go of each other at the end of the episode, we see the beginning of the reunion and these two ladies are coming in hot. They're coming in spicy
That was-
and
yeah.
Marita
Yeah.
came cutthroat.
Yeah, it
So
was wild.
I don't remember really how the conversation transitioned, but they were basically asking what happened between the two of them afterwards.
Oh yeah.
From what I understand, after the breakup, they had conversated when they had gotten home. They had went to Key West together. And during that time, Marita's grandfather was really sick. He wasn't doing well. And apparently, I believe Ashley had cheated on Marita.
Which there was a whole thing with that where they technically weren't together. So
Right.
it's like,
They had
what's-
technically
yeah.
broken up. So,
So
like,
it's
there
like,
was an
was it
awkward
cheating, was it not?
situationship.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how they define their own boundaries between the break is kind of really what
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
the muddy lines of it all.
And Marie stepping into that, I was like, this is not your place. No
Yeah.
offense. Like,
that one
caught me
I
off
think
guard.
it caught me off guard, and I agree that in that specific like situation it wasn't her place, but I
Mhm.
also I respected her like defending Ashley because, you know, like it seemed like her and Ashley were friends to an extent.
Yeah. I think Ashley's more like quiet and reserved.
Yeah,
And
can't
Marita's
really
more
defend
like
herself.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Which I
and
get
like
that.
that's
Yeah.
why Maria was like, I'm gonna stand up for you because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch you get
Yeah.
bullied essentially. Not
Yeah.
bullied, but like
Yeah,
I'm not
but-
gonna watch you get yelled at on
Yeah.
live TV.
Yeah. So
Um,
I do respect that, and I think that it was, I don't remember specifically what she said, but it being like hey, like essentially like it being like, hey, like yeah, some things might have happened, but
Mm-hmm.
like no one's perfect, so you can't
Well,
like
yeah,
Right,
I think
and-
because what Marie had said, she was like, well, were you guys together? Which like
Oh,
that,
that's
what it
that's
was.
where I was like, I get what you're going
Yeah.
for, but maybe don't jump
Yeah.
in right when
That's
like
fair.
all this is
Yeah.
Right when-
happening.
yeah.
Like,
That's what. Yeah, it's
you
just
know,
like,
like-
were you, but were you guys
Yeah,
together though?
yeah,
I'm
so-
not-
Yes.
as
it's,
hold on though.
I'm on either side.
As a
of it.
spectator,
I
I
wonder,
need to know. I
though,
need to know too.
if,
Were you guys
like,
actually together?
Yeah.
I feel like it was like an intrusive thought that she had that like it came out and before she
Yeah.
realized that it actually came out of her mouth because I think like she was relating it to her situation in a sense because like they were together but they weren't technically together, so she's like, oh, but then you also hear in the same sense is that as they're saying Marita is saying that her grandfather was dying and Ashley cheated on
Yep.
her, Ashley turns around and is saying that like her grandfather is currently dying, and Marita yells,
grandmother.
or grandmother, sorry, is currently dying, and Marita goes and yells, "I don't care. I fucking hate you. I hate you."
Yep.
Over and over and over again. I don't care. And
you're
like,
also missing right after the whole.
You cheated
she's
on me
saying
thing.
like, "Oh, you cheated on me when my grandfather was dying."
And
Ashley responded with, "You cheated on me 5 times."
Ashley drops the bomb
I can name 5 right now.
I was like, "Damn, we're learning more about you guys now than like anything else."
Yeah. So it's like and this was all within the first 15 minutes of the reunion.
Yeah,
so there is a lot of bombs being dropped. There's a lot of information being thrown at us. And we kind of can see like the nastiness that it can get between the two. And it was more so like Marita showing off kind of a more aggressive side. What really took me was like when she was saying like, "I hate you, I fucking hate you." Like,
that was crazy.
I understand having like a disdain for your exes and things like that, but like to yell at her, "I fucking hate you" on like live TV
after what she just said.
She just said that her grandmother's dying,
and
you
said,
just spoke about your grandfather dying, you say you don't care, like it's really one of those situations where like you don't go that far, like that is really a line
way too far,
right? And I think that I think in a sense maybe is what kind of caused closure in their relationship, because I don't think after that we could even look at each other after a conversation like that. Like it was very, very heated between the two of them. And it makes me wonder like how their relationship dynamic was on a day-to-day basis, because it does seem like, not to say Marita is aggressive, but she seems like she's more the dominant one in the relationship. And Ashley's more like the quiet, the reserved one, the sheltered one. Like she seems very like just quiet and reserved. So I really wish we saw more of their dynamic, because I feel like it would have gave us more background of like the reunion and how they acted, because that was really the first time we saw them.
Yeah, like that dynamic.
Yeah.
It was the only time we heard any like problem between the two besides like, "You don't give enough affection." And "Hey, I do give enough."
Which was what the narrative the entire time.
To be fair, I think Ashley like fully acknowledged was like I give her romance, just not as much as she wants, essentially. So I respect
that's
that.
true.
Yeah. I don't know if you had. Here's my take. And not to say, I hope they can. And it looked like towards the end that it looked like the conversation was going towards potentially some reconciliation, which hopefully it does. But so not to say I want to pit them against each other. But in this very specific situation where they were yelling back and forth, Team Ashley is all I'm saying. I was Team Ashley.
I agree. I think because like the problem was the second Marita put out
well,
that she...
For me, it's different, but I'll let you...
No, but I'm saying like when she said the whole like, "You cheated on me" during this thing, you can't throw information about your relationship out like that if you have also messed up in the same way and then get
multiple
mad
times.
when your ex tells everyone else that you did the same multiple times.
Because Ashley
it was
kept
right
her mouth
after
shut
that.
the entire time.
It was right after that where she said, "I fucking hate you," because she knew that she just put out her
caught.
business and got caught. So it's like you can't.
She had no actual response. So
I was like, you're
and
definitely in the wrong
times,
there.
bro. 5 times.
Well, 5 that she
at least. At least. And that's like that's so crazy. Is that because like Ashley cheating? I'm not saying that like that didn't happen. Like one, she didn't deny it, so and I could kind of see it too. Like they didn't seem like they were super in sync. It happening at the time it did was unfortunate. And losing Marita losing her grandfather was very unfortunate. I'm sorry about that. And I know like Marita said something about like, "Oh, we went to like the Keys," and then but like Ashley was using me and stuff like that. Which that part is a little harder to believe. But once again, I wasn't there. It's not my dynamic.
It's tough because she basically during their proposal when it didn't happen, she said like, "I don't want to lose you. I just don't know if like we're ready for this." Basically, kind of alluding like we should just keep dating for a bit and see where it goes. But obviously the whole point of the show is like this is where dating either stops or for marriage or stops because we're breaking up. And I think her trying to do the Keys thing was a way to like bring them back together. But then I think they said something happened at the trip.
I know that they said that.
Can't remember.
I know that they said that Ashley was like, "Hey, let's go to the Keys because I can't really like love you the way that I."
Which understandable because like
with
cameras there and you're a very shy person, I can only imagine like
like so much,
be yourself.
So much. So and then I think it was that like while they were there, then like I don't know, like their things were just kind of like shaky, and then they came back, and then I think like they said, like Ash was like staying with her for a bit, but then that's when Rita felt like she was being used, so she kicked her out, told her to go back to Indiana, wherever it was. And then the whole like, oh, we're together, but we're not together. But then like, the, you cheated on me, but he's like, we weren't together.
Yep.
But then he's like, oh, but like if we're talking about that, then like the whole you cheated on me thing. So I was like, this is crazy.
For a relationship that I didn't expect like anything like this to happen, I was so caught off guard.
Yeah, but then the whole like, so that part I was just like, oh damn. I was like, gosh, you cheated, damn. But then the whole like, you cheated 5 times. I was like,
damn, Maria,
damn.
Yeah,
Miss Lover Girl over here,
low key.
Damn.
And then don't need that much romance anyway. But but then like the whole like I hate you thing, I was like, that's out of pocket. At first I was like, damn, that's harsh. Crazy.
That was really harsh.
I didn't like feel that until Ashley walked out and was crying and hugging Mel and said, I loved her so much.
Yeah, everyone's reaction was like, well, like I think there's even a couple people, I don't remember who, were like, oh, that's too far, or like it's too much, like bring it down. I was like, no, like you're doing a lot.
Also, when Marie was like, hey, what she did wasn't cool, but like you saying that not like was also not cool.
That's where I'm like, okay, Marie, that's a good time to jump in. You're right there.
Yeah, but like seeing Ash, so it didn't hit me the whole I hate you thing until like Ashley was back there like weeping, talking about something like I loved her so much. She can say that, and I was like, damn, bro, that is true.
That's like a stab to the heart.
I would never say that.
I would never. She came back and was like, I would never say that to you because
and now
I
it's
don't
on TV.
hate you. And I was
like that's gonna be there forever.
Damn, bro.
Yeah,
but. So needless to say, I think they both, once again, same thing with the like Megan and Dana thing. They're guilty of the same crime, different motivations. But like once again, no one's in the right, I'd say. But once again, I'm Team Ashley. But so that was just crazy. But the thing that like I kind of went in already kind of biased because throughout the season I wasn't really a Marita fan. Like her and Brittany, I was like, okay, this is cool. But like the dating week and then like after, I was like, I wasn't really a big fan of Marita because a lot of Marita felt, and once again, if there are any Marita fans or defenders, don't come for me. It's just, once again, my opinion based off of what I saw. But it is on Dubois Podcast, so I'll let that stand.
Yep.
But
period.
Marita felt, to me personally, kind of performative. And even her going in talking about some, and you can like, if you are of the opinion of like, I don't know if I want to take this next step because I want more experiences. I don't know, like if you are the one, then don't be with that person. I don't like. I feel like so like you going in with the whole like with the mindset of like I'm excited for the dating part because I want to like meet more people. Instead of like, or other people are like, I'm here to do this experiment because I want to see if I can like be better for my partner.
Yeah.
That was
I want to know why I already
I already wasn't a big fan of that. And then once again, she felt kind of performative throughout the season. Then I was like, I'm not really fucking with it.
Yeah.
So that whole thing at the reunion, I was like, once again, both of them are kind of in the wrong. But it felt a little bit like Ashley during the reunion, the stuff in between the show and the reunion. I can't speak to that, but it felt like Ashley was a little bit more of the victim.
She was more true to like her feelings.
Exactly, yeah. Whereas once again, Rita felt very like aggressive, not letting Ashley speak sometimes, and then with the I hate you thing, and then where Ashley was kind of like destroyed over that, Rita was just like, just like, I said it.
I think I forgot the host's name, but she
Joanna
like even
Garcia Swisher.
Joanna.
Miss
I love Joanna, dude.
Swisher.
And I think she turned to her and like, was kind of expecting something, and she's just like, I don't give a fuck.
And I was sitting, and that's where I was like, damn. There's no coming back from Marita for me. So, yeah.
Do you guys have anything else you want to add today before we wrap it up?
Nah, I think we took too much of the time already.
I think that is, I've said all I had to say.
True.
You should watch the show, though.
Yeah,
true. Watch season 1, watch season 2.
True.
If you haven't.
Yes.
Season 1, I'm a Mal, not Mel, a Mal defender. That's my guy. There's much
I liked Mal.
Hey, anybody can be a guy.
Gender neutral.
Mal, go to the season.
Facts.
Favorite, like.
On God.
Amazing.
I don't like both
No
seasons.
complaints. Low key. Honestly, just Netflix dating.
AJ's up there, but Mal's, I don't think Mal's going to get
Mal's the OG.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, if you like Toxic Messy TV, make sure you go check it out.
Yeah.
And make sure you check out another episode of the Dubois Podcast. You're here with the boys. And we'll see you guys next time.
Peace out.
Bye-bye.
Queer love.
Ew. We don't like that stuff.
That's the whole episode. Honestly, 0 out of 10. They were all gay. I didn't know what I was expecting.
That's crazy. Yeah, okay. I thought it was like weird people, but
Yeah.
the word queer has changed.
Yeah. Don't take that out of context. Don't clip that,
Yeah,
chat.
okay.
Chat, don't clip that.